Hey team, welcome back to another video. So today we're continuing on with our linear programming, okay? And we're going to practice a skill today that's really important, and it's constructing constraints from worded questions, okay? Really important to be able to comprehend what a worded question is asking and how to pull the relevant information out and display that information in a really clear and concise manner. So we're going to practice a question today together. All right, it's quite long, quite lengthy, and there's lots of things to pull out. So it's really important that we are really making sure we're getting all the relevant information. Okay, so Cooper's Brewery in Adelaide, South Australia produces pale ale and sparkling ale. Pale ale requires 5 kilograms of corn, 4 kilograms of hops, and 35 kilograms of malt, and it makes a profit of $13 per kilogram. Sparkling ale requires 15 kilograms of corn, 4 kilograms of hops, and 20 kilograms of malt, and makes a profit of $23 per kilogram. Unfortunately, the brewery only has 480 kilograms of corn, 160 kilograms of hops, and 1,190 kilograms of malt. So we need to create a table to summarize all of the information, and we need to construct all the relevant constraints. So step one is identifying your variables, so your X and Y variables. Now there's only two of them, so quite clearly in this case it's pale ale and sparkling ale. Okay, they're my X and Y. So let's put those here. So pale ale, and that's X, and I'll write sparkling ale as Y. All right, so they're my two variables to start with. All right, the other thing we need to look at is what other information we have. So we can see that there's 3 ingredients that make these beers. So we've got corn, hops, and malt. So let's put some titles in for those. So corn, hops, and malt. And then the other piece of information we have is the profit that each makes. So we're going to write our profit column here. So let's just sort of fill in what we've got here. Now I've left a space at the bottom here because we also have some limitations on the ingredients. All right, so limitations I'll put here. All right, so now it's just filling in the relevant columns. So for pale ale, we needed 5 kilograms of corn, we needed 4 kilograms of hops, and we needed 35 kilograms of malt, and that made a profit of $13 per kilo. Sparkling ale, 15 corn, 4 hops, and 20 malt, and that made $23 profit. Now the brewery only has 480 kilograms of corn, 160 kilograms of hops, and 1,190 kilograms of malt. So out of this, we need to have to pull out our constraints. So because we're working with objects, we know X and Y have to be greater than or equal to 0. They can't be negative, okay? They're our first two constraints. Now, if you set up your table properly, all you have to do is read down our columns. Okay, so 5, our first one, so let's look at the corn column. So 5X, because there's 5 kilograms of corn for pale ale, which is X, plus 15Y for sparkling ale. Now, the brewery only has 480 kilograms, so it has to be less than or equal to that value, all right? If it's saying at least, then it would be greater than or equal to, but because we can't go over that value, we say less than or equal to. All right, so that's corn. Let's have a look at hops. So 4X plus 4Y has to be less than or equal to 160. And then malt, 35X plus 20Y has to be less than or equal to 1,190. And then the profit equation is 13X plus 23. 23Y. Okay, so if we're wanting to find a maximum profit we would use that as our objective function. All right, so that's sort of how to pull out and a bit of strategy to pull out information from a worded question. Hopefully this gives you a bit of a guide on how to attack other worded problems, and we'll see you in the next video.